Right.
Did she win cancel?
No, she said she was gonna send me an email.
When did you audition?
Friday.
Hey, yeah.
Friday. And then when she did the thank you so much, it was so great meeting you, blah blah email on Saturday or Sunday, and then she said same and
She's gonna get back
her
to you.
weekend got here. I'm like, what, whenever,
Yeah.
don't rush it. And then,
Yeah. Move.
does it,
Talk.
yeah,
Yeah.
presents it, what her vibe is. She, like there was something she wanted from me, and I'm like, oh, what I know, you know, what's it like, so, you know, I didn't
Yeah.
know the depth was, and she's, yeah, I'm just gonna be blunt. She's like, how do you feel about the ice rink now? Like, I was like, dude, it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And then it just like opened up, and she just wanted to make sure that the person, the people who are teaching are gonna just
Uphold the values of the
sensitive
city.
and exactly and be in line with
Yes. Existing for the person. Yes.
I have a friend who lives in West Virginia, and she literally has a 2-hour shift every day inside
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
she's like I'm just so impressed that this is our focus.
Yeah.
So heartened with this community.
Even today I went to, hi Sarah, hi Keyshawn, good to see you. I had to do like a bunch of safe things, including getting my car, like life things, and
Getting your car inspected.
inspected, I know.
When I was late and got her tickets, but good for you. Good for you.
Mine expired yesterday.
Yeah.
Today.
I was thinking July 1st, I think.
Yes, I was.
No ticket.
No ticket, but on my way to the new car policy, but still in that city. But I didn't realize how many municipal service buildings there are. Because just on 48, there was 4 groups of people here in that union who are picketing outside. And so all I did was I brought water and then I was that's all I did. But it's good to see that things are mobilizing.
Yes,
Actually.
and they were picketing about Philly.
Philly.
Oh, Philly.
Philly.
With the huge
Trash. Yeah. I don't know because the news says it's the trash services, the 911 collectors, air force, the people, 911, the people call when you they're all part of the same union.
I guess we're not having emergency.
Yes. I can't remember. No, airport. They interviewed some people on NPR today.
Cleaning the airport.
Cleaning the airport. They're all part of the same union. And library. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the one in Midtown. I used to go there all the time when it's so sweet. Like around the corner from La Colombe. Yeah.
It's just a sweet little.
I used to go there.
The girls when they were tiny.
Oh, I used to go there. I used to live at 21st and Chestnut for years, and I didn't want to pay for internet. And so to force myself out of the house, I would go to the library, stream all my things, and then I'd go back home and go to sleep.
That's right. So smart. I love
Oh,
that.
here it comes.
Forcing. What is it?
The rain, here it comes.
It did this earlier.
I know.
I was out. Then I went in. I said to my friend, I go, I'm just going to wait for it to pass.
Yes.
And I'm going to come. And then my feet were so wet. I'm like, oh, fuck
It doesn't matter.
go. But I left the house without an umbrella.
It's all forever unprepared. Me too. The umbrella that I have is going to dissolve in the rain. Like it's not even worth it.
Busy.
Yes.
But I got to say, I love that I don't have to water my plants.
I know, me too. It's true.
And they're thriving and they're not droopy.
Well, you know the fact, I can't remember if I told you this, but I read somewhere that plants during a thunderstorm, not just a rainstorm, but a thunderstorm specifically, grow between 6 to 12 inches because lightning produces more nitrogen in the rain. And so when you see them, they explode a lot more than they normally would. I know, fun fact.
That is a super fun fact.
Yeah.
There's more thunderstorms and lightning
Yes.
in the summer.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Which is why they grow.
Right? Oh my God.
The circles.
The universe is so smart.
I know.
We just think they grow because it's summer.
Yes.
There's actually
behind all of it. I know.
Some people didn't just get here,
Oh.
right? There's not that many.
No, but they'll come. Hi, y'all. Good timing, yeah? Right before it begins. We're waiting on a few more folks to start. But go ahead and get comfortable. We'll use all of the props today. So 2 blocks, therapy balls, and straps are in the basket here. We'll be doing a few things with the knees down on the floor. So if you'd like some blankets for some extra padding, you can go ahead and grab those. I know, good timing. And we'll start in a minute or two. This is just what it's good. What's happening with the weather?
It's this for the rest of the night.
This for the rest of the night, nonstop. I don't either. There was, I think it was oh yeah, okay. Rain. Well, we'll see. Maybe a yoga miracle will happen that by the time we finish class, the rain will be done. But for those of you that have been practicing at the studio for a while, or if it's first time, it's a little magical wonderland. Like here it feels like, what are those globes, snow globes? Not quite a snow globe, but a rain globe in here. I'm doing this because that's always what you do with it. And then in the middle of winter, it feels like a perfect little snow capsule in here. So if you've practiced here in the winter, it's very sweet. So the rain only enhances and adds to the picture. All right. Well, as folks are coming in, we'll get started because it's 6:30. There it goes. There it went. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming. Hi, up front today. Normally in the back, but now we've transferred over. Good to be with you. For those of us that are new to each other, my name is Anisha. I'm really happy to be with you all. And Marcy's here assisting. So it'll look like she'll be practicing from the mat. We'll kind of swap. I'll be teaching. Feel free to pause, interrupt, call me over at any point if anything I say needs further clarification or you need any props. And we'll begin. Happy July. The month is a happy Cancer season. Anyone? Yay! Oh, yay! Just 1? 2? Okay, yes. Sometimes it gets, you don't have to raise your hand ever by any means, but it's just my general information and knowledge. 2 cancers out of all of us. And some silent cancers if they're there. But welcome, happy season to you. It's hot, it's been hot. And sometimes what's nice in the summer months is that the weather kind of plays to our advantage. So we practice this pose throughout the month of January. If we were together, we spent the whole month of January focusing on different variations of this one pose. And we'll play with it again these next couple of weeks where, I'll tell you what it is in a moment, where as we are in the summer months, there's just advantages to the heat. Despite the sweat, despite the dehydration that I'm eternally experiencing, there's something about the heat that allows for your body to elongate in ways that it might not necessarily say in the middle of February when it's colder outside. And so this pose is kind of in reverence and dedicated to the summer months, and we're working towards full splits yet again. So we did it in January, 7 months later. We see the variations that it begins to take. And if we were together in the earlier part of the year, you might have remembered some of the stories that were shared, because full splits in Sanskrit is known as Hanumanasana, or the pose named after one of the great lords of yoga, Hanuman. He's the one who has the face of a monkey, the body of a human, and a very, very long tail that helps him leap from universe to universe in full splits. And he is most known for the story that I'll tell you about today that we're moving in when we're in the pose itself. One of his most infamous and famous stories is that he gets into a little trouble, and as a result, he gets both a blessing and a curse of forgetting about his magical powers, about forgetting about his ability to be able to, in fact, leap from one continent to the other, one universe to the other, to save the day. So when we're in the pose itself, I'll tell you the story as both motivation and soft distraction from being in the pose itself. But there's variations, modifications, so many options to be able to explore how we get to extend and elongate ourselves in different ways, shapes, and forms. We'll see where it takes us.
Can we start lying on our backs today, if you wouldn't mind? Can you have your head up towards the front of your mat, feet towards the back of your mat? Have your strap within a grabbable distance. And if you need your strap, feel free to raise a hand or a foot over, and Marcy and I can bring one over to you. But just have your strap off to the side, unraveled, and come to lay on your back in any way, shape, or form. So you might be more in that Shavasana shape with your arms and legs long out in front of you. If you're experiencing anything in your low back or in your hips, you might bend your knees, bring your feet as wide as your mat, and knock your knees into one another to clear space through the glutes and back itself. But as your hands fall anywhere they fall, on your body or alongside of you, let your eyes close or soften so you can listen for your breath. When we close our eyes, it's a moment to see yourself more clearly than before, where each breath slowly dissolves the day and the afternoon that was. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as you continue to notice and listen for your breath, can you let it naturally begin to deepen as each inhale moves from your nose down into your belly and up into your heart. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through every fiber of your being, each direction of you. Continue with a few more of those breaths just on your own. Let each breath move in, down, and wide. And every exhale pours itself through you, heartfelt, in each direction. As you find your next few breaths, can you send your breath more into the back of your body, all of those parts of you touching the earth, parts of your hips, parts of your upper back and the back of your head. And begin to feel that three-dimensional breath. We'll begin our time and our practice here with one another with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So wait for your inhale as it fills you up completely, and exhale to offer that breath out. 2 more times just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your breath. And now, keeping that attention inward as best as you can, gently blink your eyes open, and let's all meet with the knees bent, feet on the ground, as you give your right leg a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Start with some small circles in your right foot or your right ankle. See if you can spread your right toes and then point the toes and feel arches and corners. Now as you draw your right foot back through center, your strap, and like a big jump rope, lasso your strap around your right foot on the ball or the sole of your leg. Start with your right knee bent to begin. And as you bend your right knee, press your foot into your strap as if your right foot could touch the wall back behind you. Now shrug your shoulders to your ears, wiggle your shoulder blades together, and begin to straighten your right leg towards the sky. Give yourself enough slack on the strap so that both of your elbows can touch the ground, your triceps can touch the earth on either side of you. And as you press your right foot into the strap, Pull the strap back with your fingertips and let the back of your head soften to the earth. A big breath in, and even open your mouth to let that breath go. Good. This time, bring both edges of the strap into just your left hand. Bring your right thumb to your right hip crease, and now straighten your left leg long in front of you. Give yourself your own little manual assist. So as with your left thumb and your right thumb and your right hip, wrap your right hip away from your right shoulder towards the back of your mat. And then 1 inch at a time, begin to move your right foot over to the left. As you move your right foot to the left side of your mat, peel the right pinky toes back, shrug your right shoulder up and back, and let the back of your head soften to the earth. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Try to release the gripping sensation of your finger around the strap as the shoulder blades soften to the earth. Now on your inhale, draw your right leg up through center. Bend your right knee, lower your right foot down, and give your left leg a hug in towards your chest. Start with those circles in your left foot or in your left ankle. See if you can spread your left toes and point the toes. And notice any difference that you feel in the corners and arches of your feet. Sarah, can I ask you a favor? Do you guys mind scooching just an inch or two closer? Nana can sneak in right here. Thank you. And I'll bring you props. There's another person who will come so you can sneak in here. Now, as you find your strap, bring it to the ball or the arch of that left foot. Keep your left knee bent for a moment. And now begin to straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling. Take notice of what you feel in the back of this left leg. As the left heel reaches towards the sky, can you shrug both shoulders towards your ears, wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other, and breathe into all of those points touching the floor beneath you. A full breath in and a deeper breath out. I'll bring these. And now as you straighten your right leg long out in front, bring both edges of the strap into just your right hand and let your left thumb come to your hip. Give yourself this manual assist. So as you wrap your left hip away from your left shoulder, shrug that left shoulder up and back, and 1 inch at a time, begin to move your left foot over to the right. My left big toe always wants to reach further forward. Can you peel the pinky toes back? Feel the outer edge of your left calf, the outer edge of your left thigh. As you find one more full breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. On your next inhale, draw your left leg back up through center. Bend both knees as you slip your foot out from the strap and give them a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Make some small circles in one or the other direction. You might lean gently from side to side, but after a few breaths, the next place we'll meet is in tabletop facing the front of the room. So however you'd like to come off of your back, you can roll forward and back or over onto one side, but come onto all fours in a tabletop position facing towards the top of your mat. Have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. You might use them as we begin to move around. But as you make your way to table, let your hands be under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Curl all 10 of your toes under. Feel the arches of your feet. And if you haven't started already, begin to round and arch your spine, moving with your breath. 3 full cycles of breath just on your own through a few rounds of cat and cow. Seeing what it feels like not just to move your body independently, but how your breath and your body can really harmonize together to create more space. Take one more full round of breath in, even sniff in more at the top, and a longer exhale out through every direction of you. Come back to table, find your neutral spine, and as you watch for your props or anyone behind you, a calf stretch. Reach your right leg back, curl the right toes under, and reach back through your right heel to notice what you feel in the back of your. As you reach back through your right heel, can you slide your chest and the crown of your head forward so all 4 sides of your neck can grow longer? And after a few breaths on side 1, switch. Bend your right knee, reach back through the left heel, And take notice of any difference from one side to the other. A bigger breath in and a longer breath out as the heart and the top of your head moves towards the front of the room. Come back to table, find your neutral spine. Walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders. Bring your knees back behind your hips. And with your toes curled under, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and all the breaths you need to find your way there. In your down dog, you might stay still. You might pedal your heels one at a time from side to side. You might bend and straighten your knees simultaneously. But can you offer it to your breath, just as you did a few moments ago, lying on the ground, a deeper breath in and an even longer breath out. When you find your next exhale, lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and one foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your hands to come into your forward fold. The blocks are right there for you to bring your hands high up onto blocks out in front of your feet. You might widen your feet an inch or two or soften your knees in service of giving your low back and your hips a little extra space. But as you let your head be heavy here, you might even nod your head yes and slowly nod your head no as you bow in towards your own heart. A deeper breath in and a long breath out through every direction. Now climb your hands up onto your hips, stand down through your legs, and on your inhale, come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. With your feet right underneath your hips, take an inhale to reach your arms forward and up as you get tall. And on your exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips to fold over your legs. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, hands to your blocks or shins as you reach your chest forward. And exhale to fold, plant your palms and step your feet back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. You might have your knees lifted. You might have your knees tapped down on the ground behind your hips. But without moving your arms or legs, energetically hug your inner thighs towards each other as if they could become one pillar. Now hug your palms towards each other. Feel the forearms and biceps engage. Can you slide your ears back so your head comes in line with your heart? A big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. With your hands as wide as your mat, inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra. Wait for the breath. And on your exhale, take it back to down dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. Like I mentioned in the beginning of class, each one of these yoga poses we do in our practice has a beautiful mythological story and a lineage that they're associated with. And Hanumanasana is no exception. Hanuman's father, the Lord of the Winds, the King of the Winds, Vayu, he regulated how the winds moved from place to place, from worlds to worlds, to be able to shift each of the seasons in any direction they wanted to move. And all of those characters are aspects within ourselves, so can you feel your breath here as it moves its way through, as it shifts through you? A bigger breath in and a longer breath out. When you find your next exhale, lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet towards your hands into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Use your own fists, measure your feet about 2 fists width apart. And with your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and climb your palms up onto your thighs for this round of chair pose. Check to see that your toes and knees are pointing in the same direction. And as you sit your hips 1 inch lower to the earth, press into your thighs to lift your chest away from the ground. Stay right here for more steadiness in your low back, or to add some heat in your upper body, you might reach your arms up overhead, but listen for your breath. Take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Let your butt get heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your chest away from the earth. Now on your inhale, come all the way to rise. Stand through your legs, reach up to touch the sky, and on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge, and bring your hands high up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot. Wiggle your left toes back another inch or two so you get longer in your stance. Now stay in your lunge. As you inhale, lift your chest, grow long through the spine. And exhale to fold as you straighten your right leg. Twice more with your breath. Inhale through to lunge. Come all the way forward as you lift your heart. And exhale to fold and straighten that leg. One more time. Big breath in brings you through to lunge. Grow longer through your spine. And as you exhale, fold and straighten your right leg. Now pause with that right leg straight in this version of pyramid pose. Lift your back heel a drop higher up off the ground. And can you push through your left foot to wrap your left hip towards the front of your mat so the right hip can tack towards the back of your mat. Notice where the sensation travels in the back of your right leg. A big breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale, or you might soften your elbows as you bow in towards that right straight leg. Take one more long breath in, let it fill you up. And a deeper breath out as you soften the gripping of your fingers around those blocks. On your next inhale, back it up. Bend your right knee. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. Come back into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, longer through your spine. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Other side, with your left foot forward, step your right foot back to catch your lunge. The higher up your hands are on blocks or fingertips, just the more space your hips and torso have to move. Now as you wiggle your right foot back an inch more, take a breath in. Can you grow long through the spine, even look forward? And exhale to fold as you straighten your left leg. Twice more on your own. Big breath in brings you through to lunge. On your exhale, fold and straighten your left leg. Wait for your inhale as you come forward to lunge. Grow longer through your heart. And on your exhale, fold as that left leg straightens. Now here in this version of pyramid with your left leg forward, my hips always open off to the right. So when you lift your right heel higher away from the ground, it'll help you wrap your right hip towards the front of your mat. So the left hip can wrap towards the back of your mat. You might notice the sensation change in the back of your left thigh. Take a full breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out. You might bow towards that right shin or the left shin as you soften the gripping of your fingers around those blocks. Now on your next inhale, back it up. Bend your left knee, plant your palms onto your sticky mat, and step your left foot back to meet your right for downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from side to side, a moment to notice what you see and feel. And on your inhale, come forward to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your inhale to rise. For Cobra, hug the shoulder blades towards each other. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. A full breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. And now from down dog, on your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Pause here as you flex your right foot and straighten your right leg. Try to turn your right toes to face the ground, your right hip to face the floor. And as you push down and forward through, lift your right inner thigh 3 more inches to the sky. A big breath in. And on your exhale, look between your hands as you step your right foot through to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the ground. And on your inhale, rise for Warrior Two, facing the long edge of your mat. Let your right knee and toes point straight ahead. And as you look away from the ground, grow tall through the crown of your head and reach fingertips. A big breath in. Exhale, bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now keep your legs steady as you breathe in. Reach just your arms up towards the ceiling. Bend your right elbow. Give yourself a pat on the back. And fingertips grab onto your elbow. Think right elbow to the ceiling. Gently press your head back to lift your chin. But then slide your ribs back to steady the middle of your back. A full breath in, down, and wide. As you bend 1 more inch into your right to the sky. Now inhale to release your arms out to a T. Press your right leg straight. Turn your right toes to face the long edge of your mat as you bring your hands onto your hips. Take a big breath in to grow tall. And as you exhale, watch for the butts. If there's a butt really close to your head, you might lean to one side, but hinge from your hips as you fold over your legs. Good, nice maneuvers. Bring your hands to the floor or to blocks out in front of you. And now a tiny bend in your knees if you know if they lock. Can you feel your feet on the ground, and without moving them, hug your legs towards each other. Feel the inner thighs engage. Now a big breath in. As you exhale, you might bend your elbows as you fold and bow in towards yourself. Good. With your head heavy, turn your right knee and toes to catch your lunge. Step your right foot back to meet your left for downward facing dog. A few more times together. From your down dog, inhale through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Cobra Bhujangasana. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, float your left leg to the sky. Pause here. Flex your left foot. Try to straighten your left leg. And as you spin your left hip towards the ground, press down and forward through your hands and lift your left inner thigh 1 more inch to the sky. A big breath in. And on your exhale, step it all the way through to catch your lunge. Pivot your back heel to the ground. Wait for your inhale to rise. Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. Good. As you guide your left knee open towards your pinky toes, stretch out through your fingertips and see if you can look away from the ground as you remember your breath. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now on your inhale, reach just your arms up towards the ceiling. Bend your left elbow, give yourself a pat on the back. Let your right fingertips grab onto your elbow. And as you grow taller, think left elbow to the ceiling. Press your head back to lift your chin. Let there be space for breath to come through. But then slide your ribs back to steady the middle of your back. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend 1 more inch into your left thigh. Now on your inhale, release your arms out to a T. Straighten your left leg and turn your left toes to face the long edge. If you have your strap within a grabbable distance, you can grab your strap. We'll take a shoulder stretch, or interlace your fingers at your low back. But once you either have a strap or your fingers interlaced, hug your shoulder blades together. Take a breath to lift your chest. And as you exhale, watch for the butts, watch for the wall as you hinge for your wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Tiny bend in your knees here so that they don't lock. And a tiny bend in your elbows so that they don't lock overhead. And now without moving your hands or your fingers, try to tug your strap apart. Think shoulder blades together on your upper back and let your head get heavy to the earth as you take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Maybe your arms reach overhead towards the long edge of your mat. Now on your inhale, release your hands back to your tush. Ditch your strap if you have it. Turn your left knee and toes to catch your lunge and step it all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. Notice what you see and feel from side to side. And on your next inhale, come forward to plank pose. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Once you're on your belly, make a pillow with your hands. Rest on your forehead or on one of your cheeks. Close your eyes for a moment and listen for the sound of your own breath. One of the stories of Hanuman is that he had these great magical powers to fly from one place to the other, always knowing where he was starting from, but never knowing where he would land. And the blessing or the curse that he was given was he had to forget what those powers were in order to move in the direction he needed to move towards. So here, as you remember your breath once again, it's always been there. You never have to think of it. It holds and carries you through every moment. Can you breathe into your belly and let the lowest part of your back broaden and widen? Breathe into your belly and then up into your chest and feel the whole back of your body expand. And now keeping that connection to your breath, We'll take a round of breath or two in locust. Reach your arms alongside of you. Flip your palms down towards the earth. And let your cheek or your forehead rest onto the ground. Now before we lift, feel your legs back in space and hug your inner thighs towards each other. Hug your shoulder blades towards each other. On your inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your palms up off the earth. And exhale to lift your legs, bless you, up and away from the ground. Soften or close your eyes to really listen for your breath. With each inhale, can you hug your inner thighs towards each other? Think inseams of your pants towards the sky. This might clear space in the low back. Now hug the shoulder blades together. Lift your palms 1 more inch. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release. Rest on your other cheek or on your other palm. You might wiggle your hips from side to side or stay still. But breathe full and wide into your belly. Breathe into your belly and into your chest, and let the whole back of your body expand. Now bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press yourself up through to tabletop. You can sit back onto your heels, shake it out, sip some water, and a breath or two. Humidity is on. AC is more on, but let me know if at any point you need it cooler or warmer. Yeah. So we'll spend a few moments on the knees. If you'd like to bring a blanket for some extra padding, please feel free to find one. You might also have blocks underneath your hands so the floor really meets you where you are. But once you're hydrated and taken care of, come onto all fours into your tabletop. And now step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Come into your lizard lunge. Peek down to see if your left hip is right above your left knee. If it is, walk it back an inch or two so your thigh is more at a diagonal. Now here, with your hands on blocks or fingertips, push into the earth to lift your chest. And now bend your back knee to lift your back toes up off the floor. You can be here the whole time as you lift your chest. Or with your right hand on your block or on the ground, reach your left hand around for your left foot or the leg of your pants, or you might lasso a strap around your foot. But as you hold somewhere on the leg, think bottom ribs back, shoulder blades together, and can you look away from the earth as you lift your chest? You can stay right here for leaping monkey. To play with your balance, you might climb your right palm up onto your right thigh. You might bring your right hand to your chest or reach your right arm up overhead. But as you listen for your breath, take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Can you lift your heart, lift your gaze, and maybe bend 1 more inch into your front thigh? Now release your right hand to the floor first. Then let go of your left foot. Take it back to tabletop onto all fours. A breath or two in stillness or a round of breath in cat and cow to call yourself back to yourself. And now for the second side, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Walk your right knee back as much as you need so it's not underneath your hip. And as you look away from the ground, hug your legs together, meaning pull your left heel back and your right thigh forward. Now bend your back knee to lift your right toes up off the ground. Be here, breathing. You might reach your right hand around for the right foot. But as you find this version of this back bend and a thigh stretch, notice if the ribs and belly want to move forward. You might even look at them to slide the low ribs back. Notice what that does in the right thigh. Hug the shoulder blades together, and can you look away from the floor? Be here with your left palm, climb it up onto your thigh, bring it to your chest, or up overhead. But listen for your breath. Take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Lift up through your heart, lift up through your gaze, and maybe bend 1 more inch into that left thigh. Now slowly release the hold of your left hand. Then your right foot, take it back to all fours into your table. A breath or two in stillness, or a round of breath in cat and cow to link breath and movement back together again. Okay, and one more thing on the knees. So in your tabletop, bring your right foot 1 more time to the outside of your right hand. Now this time, walk your left knee back. Bring your hands and blocks back with you. Walk your left knee back and bring your hands back. to straighten your right leg. Picture not just the right knee moving to the floor, but like you had a long tail that someone could tug you through. Reach your hips back to straighten your right leg for half split. As you flex your right foot up off of the earth, press into your blocks to lift your chest tall. Now, like you did lying down a while ago, keep your left hand on the ground. Bring your right thumb to your right outer hip. Wrap your right hip towards the back of your mat. Shrug your right shoulder up and back, and from your belly, start to twist to the right. You can stay here. You might reach your right arm up to the sky. But for Pavrita Ardha Hanumanasana, twisted half split, hug the shoulder blades together and slide the ears back to lean back. A bigger breath in. Take one more exhale to offer that breath out. And then on your inhale, unwind, lower the right hand, bend your right knee, and step it back to table onto all fours. Second side, no rush. Bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. And we'll back our way into this. So bring your blanket with you as needed, but walk your right knee back. Bring your hands all the way back with you. Walk your knee back and bring your hands back. And now picture that tail. Think tush back to lengthen and straighten your left leg. Good. Notice as you flex the foot, does the big toe side edge want to come back first? Can you peel the pinky side edge of your foot back? And now press into the ground or into your blocks to grow tall through your spine. Keep your right hand steady. Bring your left thumb to your outer left hip. Give yourself that assist. Wrap your left hip towards the back of your mat. Shrug your left shoulder up and back and begin to twist your torso, your belly towards the left. Your left hand can stay exactly where it is for more steadiness. You might reach your left arm up to the sky, but remember your breath. A full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for the exhale. Think shoulder blades together as you slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. On your next inhale, unwind, lower the hands, back yourself out, bend your left knee, take it all the way back to downward facing dog. All the breath and all the time you need to find your way there. In your down dog, you might pedal your heels one at a time from side to side, or bend and straighten your legs, but a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. When you find your next exhale, lift the heels, soften your knees, look forward, and one foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your hands to come into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Take a breath to rise, stand through your legs, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And as your left hand grabs your right wrist, 1 inch taller for standing crescent, tip to the left. Breathe here into the right side of your body. And now can you slide the ribs back, the ears back to lift your chin, and maybe bring your arms back in line with your ears. Inhale to come all the way back up. Take a breath as you switch your wrists. Grow 1 inch taller and tip to the right, the second side. Ribs back, throat back. Maybe the arms come back in line with your ears. On your next inhale, come all the way back up. Reach up to touch the sky. And on your exhale, fold in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. I'll practice and then, As you bring your left foot back to lunge, come high up onto your fingertips or blocks. And now watch for folks in front of you as we make our way into supported warrior 3. So with your hands on fingertips or blocks, walk your hands way far forward of your right foot. Lean into your blocks as you lift your left leg up off the ground. Now, like you did in that 3-legged dog, flex your right foot, straighten your right leg, and turn your right hip and your toes to face, or left hip and toes to face down to the ground. Reach back through your left heel, slide your heart and chest forward as you take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale to offer that breath out. Now lower the blocks a digit or 2. For standing split, push your palms down and forward as you bow in towards that right thigh. Flex your left foot, straighten your left leg. Can you press through your palms and lift your left inner thigh 1 more inch to the sky? A bigger breath in and a deeper breath out. And now soften your right standing knee to step it all the way back to lunge. Not quite done yet with your hands on the ground or on blocks. Heel toe your right foot over to the left to come into pigeon pose. Lower your right knee and your right shin down onto the ground. That's it. With your right knee as wide as the right edge of your mat, let it be wider than your right hip. Take a full breath in to grow tall through the spine. You can stay right here the whole time. You might lower down onto your blocks or lower down onto your forearms as you find 3 deep breaths at your pace. A long breath in, down, and wide. As you exhale, can you grow longer through your spine? Think crown of your head forward as you soften your fingers, soften your jaw, and soften your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Good. If you folded forward, make your way all the way back upright. Plant your palms onto your sticky mat, and we meet in downward facing dog. Take all the breaths and all the time you need to find your way there. Pedal those heels, notice what you feel. And now from your downward facing dog, lift your heels high, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet towards your hands into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. 1 more side, left foot forward, step your right foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Bring those hands high up onto your fingertips or high up onto blocks. And now look forward. Can you see where you're going? Walk your blocks way far forward of the left foot. And as you lean into your blocks, a leap to lift your right foot up off the ground. Flex your right foot, straighten your right leg. And for supported warrior 3, can you turn your right toes to face the ground? Reach back through your right heel and slide your heart and your chest forward to grow longer. That's it for standing split. Lower your blocks a digit or 2. And as you fold, bowing in towards that left thigh, lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Flex that left foot, straighten your left leg. And now push down and forward through your hands to lift your right inner thigh 1 more inch to touch the sky. Soften the left knee just enough to tap your right foot back to lunge. Heel toe your left foot over to the right side of your mat. And for pigeon on the second side, lower your left knee and your shin down onto the earth. Good. With your left knee as wide as the edge of your mat. Take a big breath in. Can you grow taller through your spine? And on your exhale, stay right here, or you might fold, bringing your hands to blocks or forearms out in front of you. But find 3 steady breaths in through your nose and all the way out through your nose or parted lips. Let each inhale move in and down to fill your belly and up into your chest. And as you exhale through your nose or mouth, soften the jaw, uncurl your fingers, and let the space between your eyebrows widen and expand. If you folded forward, come all the way back upright, plant your palms and step it back to downward facing dog for a moment longer as you lift your hips to the sky. From your down dog, stay right here. You might lower your knees to the ground and take your breaths closer to gravity. Or you might have your breath move you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But anywhere you choose to go, moving or staying still, can you offer it to your breath? Deepen the next breath in and lengthen the full extent of your exhale out. As you make your way back to your down dog, lower the knees down onto the ground. You can sit back onto your heels, water, roll out your wrists, take a breath. Okay, all that, and now we've made it. Hanumanasana, one direction and then the other. So the story that I wanted to tell you, you might have heard it back in January, but it's kind of Hanuman's origin story. So like I mentioned in the beginning of class, his dad, each of the elements in the yogic tradition has a divine entity that they're associated with. There's the god of the wind, Vayu. There's the god of the sun, Surya. There's a god of the ocean, the god of fire. And they all influence how the elements move around us. And I could spend an entire lifetime just telling you stories about them, but we'll focus on two. So Hanuman was the son of the god of the wind. And as a child, the story goes, he was kind of mischievous, and he had this unworldly power to leap from split to split. So when he was small, he was playing outside. Also, some of you know this, some of us are new to each other, but remember, the way that I tell stories comes with a big asterisk. I tell them very conversationally, like how I was told them. Nowhere in the literature or in the analyses of these stories do you hear, he was a small child and mischievous. You know, they're much more poetic and eloquent. But for the sake of our Tuesday evening, this is how I'm going to tell it to you. So Hanuman, as a kid, he was mischievous, and he was playing outside, creating terror, and he looks up to the sky, and he sees what he thinks is a very juicy, ripe mango. And so he flies from the earth that he's on in one split up towards the heavens and chomps a piece of what he thinks is the mango. But in fact, the mango is the god of the sun. And so Surya, he says, you know, this kid can't be going around like this. We need to, who's watching him? What's happening? Something needs to happen in order to teach him who he is. So one version of the story is the god of the sun throws a tiny coconut at Hanuman, and it hits him and kind of knocks him out, in the sense that he comes back too, but he forgets that he has this power. He forgets that he has the ability to leap from place to place, so that he doesn't get into as much trouble as he could have had he remembered this. And why am I telling you this story now? Because by no means is the pose we're moving towards, Hanumanasana, a pose that we're looking to stay in for 10 breaths, 5 breaths. It's like, for me, it's like 3 breaths and then I'm out. But the thing that happens, the first thing that happens when we do something new or stretch ourselves in ways that we might not have before, your breath is the first thing to get forgotten. Just like Hanuman forgets his power, our breath is the first thing to go out the window. So the question is, even as you are being extended out in each and every direction, can you remember who you've always been? Can you remember your breath, what holds you to the earth, and what calls you back to yourself? So we'll try it once on each side, see where it goes, and as the weeks go on, there's more stories to tell about him. The other story is he leaps from one forest into uncharted territory to find an antidote to save the poisoned brother. He can never find it, so he carries the whole mountain with him, and then he has to go back. The other story is he saves the kidnapped princess from the 10-headed demon king and lights his tail on fire on the way. So he's forever getting into trouble, but the idea and the message behind Hanuman is, how can you pull yourself back to your own resources, to your own breath, to your own capacity, even when you don't know the direction that you're moving towards. So let's see where it takes us. Come to tabletop, one on each side, and we'll put a few of the component pieces we've done together. You might have that blanket underneath you. But from your table, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand in that lizard lunge one more time. We back our way in. Walk your back knee back. Bring your hands all the way back with you. Walk your back knee back and bring your hands all the way back with you. Now picture that long tail. Send your hips back to straighten your right leg. Some folks like to keep both hands on the inside of the right foot. It gives your torso more space. For a little more steadiness, you might bring your right hand to the outside of your right leg. But as you think hips back, flex your right foot, tack your right hip back towards the back of your mat. There's so much to do here as you push into the blocks, grow tall through your spine. Or there might be a little more space. You might walk your back knee back, bring your hands back, walk your back knee back, bring your hands back. And as you flex through your right foot, straighten your right, point your right toes to the sky, push your hands into the blocks to grow tall through your chest. See where you're going. You leap from the known into the unknown with the full fluency of your breath as you take a longer breath in And a deeper breath out through every direction of you. Now the hardest part is to come out of it, so press into your blocks. I like to drag the right heel back, come into tabletop, a breath to remember who you are, know where you are. And again, if you figure out a graceful way to do this, you can, but I kind of just walk my blocks back forward, back to tabletop. Any questions about it? Yes.
Is the goal to eventually sit on the floor, or are we supposed to be pulling both legs together?
Yes. So the question is the goal to be able to sit on the floor or pull the legs together? Here's the worst answer that I could give you. It's both. Both and. Because depending on how our bodies are shaped, where the bones set into the sockets, for some, pelvis on the ground, like here, this is technically split, but how long can this be sustainable for me? Eventually, this isn't going to feel great in my hip flexors and the back thigh. So I'm constantly trying to hug the legs together while I extend out. It's like seesaw motion. I'm wrapping my back hip forward, my front hip back, like we've done so many times in class today, and keeping that and maybe letting the gravity take me towards the earth. Does that answer the question? Yeah? Other side, so we don't leave you one leg longer than the other. Tabletop, please. Come onto all fours, last round. From your table, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Start here for a breath as you walk your right knee back. Bring your hands all the way back. Walk your knee back and bring your hands back. And now send your hips back, your tush back, to straighten your left leg. Your preference completely, hands on the inside of the foot or left hand on the outside of your left leg. But already here, can you hug the left heel back, hug the right thigh forward as you press into your blocks to grow tall through your spine. Stay here with your breath. See if you can look away from the ground. Or maybe there's space to walk your back knee back. Bring your hands all the way back with you. Walk your knee back. Bring your hands all the way back with you. And as you hug the left heel back, the right hip and thigh forward, press into your blocks, look away from the ground. A big breath in. And an even longer breath out as you extend through every fiber of your being. And now to peel yourself back, press into your blocks to draw the left knee back to table. A breath or two in all fours, and then one hand at a time for the last round, crawl those blocks back forward. For our last down dog of the evening, walk your hands forward of your shoulders, bring your knees back behind your hips, and as you curl your toes, lift your hips up to the sky. Take a deeper breath in through your nose, and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Now, as you lift your hips up and back, a full breath in, and a long breath out. Now lower both knees down onto the ground. Come to lie on your back with your head towards the front of the room, feet towards the wall behind you. Have your block within a grabbable distance, and also have your therapy balls within a grabbable distance. If you need any of those things, feel free to call me or Marcy over, and we can bring some over to you. But as you come to lay all the way onto your back, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and knock your knees into each other so that the weight of your legs supports the other. Let your hands rest on your belly or on your chest. Close your eyes for a moment and take a big breath into your palms as you open your mouth to let that breath go. The leap completed. Can you call yourself back to the fluency of your breath? Breathe not just into the front of your body, but the back of your body to all of those points touching the floor beneath you. And as you take one more long breath in, let it fill you up. And a deeper breath out through every direction of you. Now just watching for props and neighbors around you. Let your hands stay where they are as you drop both of your knees over to the right for a supine twist. Now inhale to bring the knees back up through center. Let your feet be wide, let your knees be wide as you drop your knees over to the left. Once more at tempo with your breath. Inhale to bring the knees back up. And a big exhale to drop your knees to the right. Inhale to bring the knees up through center. And on your exhale, drop your knees to the left. Now as you breathe in, draw your knees and feet back through the middle. Bring your heels close to your tush. A few rounds of breath in supported bridge pose. So as you wiggle your shoulder blades together, press the back of your head down, press through your feet to lift your hips and slide a block to its lowest or second lowest height underneath your hips, your pelvis, your butt. Once you find a place that'll support the weight of your hips, wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another. Gently press the back of your head down into the ground. Your hands might rest on your belly or on your hips. They might rest long on either side of you. But 3 deep breaths to call yourself back. Just as the story of Hanuman said, he was given both a boon and a curse to forget about who he always was, what his capacity was. And it's here, after a practice that tests your capacity for breath. Can you slow down each breath in? And every exhale, let gravity hold you. Let your feet get heavy, let your hips get heavy. Let your upper back and the back of your head soften into the lap of the earth. Now on your next inhale, press through your feet to lift your hips and slide that block out from underneath your tush. Either knock your knees into each other or gently drop your knees from side to side, but take 3 deep breaths on your own. A big breath in and a longer breath out in every direction. Now the next time your knees come through center, give both of your legs a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Make some small circles in one or the other direction. You might lean softly from side to side or come into your version of happy baby as you widen your knees. Maybe your hands grab the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky edges of your feet. But can you let your tush and the back of your head soften to the ground as you take a deeper breath in and a big exhale out through your nose or mouth. Now release your legs down onto the earth and locate your therapy balls. I'll talk you through therapy balls in the upper back this evening. A few options if you'd like to set up early for rest. We'll meet you there momentarily. But for those interested in the therapy balls in the upper back, you can keep them in their tote or take them out. But hold them in your hands as you lift your head and your shoulders up off the ground and pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades. That's it, to the very top tips of your shoulder blades. They'll come to either side of your spine, in between the bones of your shoulder blades, into the upper trapezius. And once you find a place you can be curious about, that you can breathe in, mind if I bring them down? They're a little lopsided. There you go. You might bring your head down onto the floor, or to alleviate pressure, you might bring your head up onto a block. For this work with the therapy balls is less about being in the place of high intensity, the most sensation, but the place where you can feel the full fluency of your breath. So take a longer breath in through your nose, and even open your mouth to let that breath go as you soften to the earth. For 2 more places in the upper back, with your knees bent, feet on the ground, press through your feet to roll your body towards your head so you feel the therapy balls come down your back to the middle of your shoulder blades, slightly lower than where they just were. With your head and your hips supported on a block or on the ground, take a big breath in And open your mouth to let that breath go. You might keep your arms exactly where they are, heavy on your body or alongside of you. Or to explore any gentle movement, perhaps you reach your arms up towards the ceiling with your arms and palms heavy. Just watching for props and those around you. You might keep your left arm to the sky as you reach your right arm overhead towards the front of the room. And then begin to switch as you reach your right arm towards the ceiling and reach your left arm overhead. But anywhere you choose to go, staying still or moving, can you offer it to your breath, a deeper breath in and a long exhale out. Now, after you've gone evenly a few times, lower your arms down by your sides if they're lifted. And for one more place with your knees bent, feet on the ground, press through your legs to roll your body north so the therapy balls come south to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, slightly lower than where they've been before. Once you find this new place, a big breath in, and open your mouth to let that breath go. Stay right here, or you might reach your arms towards the ceiling once again, and give yourself an embrace as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. You might lean slightly from side to side or stay still. If you are giving yourself that hug, you might switch which elbow or palm is on top. As you take a long breath in and a deeper breath out. Now unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And to make the exit journey, begin to move your hips towards your heels so you feel the therapy balls come up your back. You might also roll over onto one side to push them out of the way. But let them fully exit, however they exit, for the remainder of rest. For sometimes, but not always, if they stay in, they create more tension and softness. And as you drape your upper body back onto the earth, can you take a breath into what you might not see, but you can clearly feel? And now the next place to meet is in your pose of rest in Shavasana. So give yourself a moment or two to take any gentle movements, any layers you'd like to add, any props to support you. You might let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. And know that as you find your way towards rest, at any point you can shift or adjust to get as comfortable as humanly possible. I'll talk you through a few rounds of pranayama, of some breath work to draw the attention inward and to prepare your body for rest. I really invite you to follow your pace more than my voice. But for this interrupted or suspended breath, begin by taking a breath in through your nose to fill your belly and up into your chest. And exhale through your nose to offer all of that breath out. For Viloma Pranayama, picture your next inhale in 3 separate parts. First inhale, breathe just into your belly, gently pause. Breathe into your lungs and the sides of your waist, hold. Breathe into your chest, pause at the top, and then exhale through your nose to offer all of that breath out. Hold at the bottom of your breath as you begin again, following your pace more than my voice. Inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, gently hold. Fill the back and front of your chest. Pause. And exhale through your nose to empty chest, lungs, and belly. 3 more rounds with your pace. Inhale, the belly fills, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill up into your heart, pause. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Slow inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill the back and front of your heart, pause. And exhale through your nose to offer every ounce of that breath out. Last round. Inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill up into your heart, pause. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Now, without any holds or pauses, take a breath to fill your belly, your chest, your throat, up into the crown of your head. And exhale through your nose or mouth to let every drop of that breath go. As you find the slow, rhythmic cadence of your breath, can you let each breath dissolve the entire practice that was? Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after makes space for what has yet to come. And as you let each round of your breath, let your body become heavier into the earth. The heavier you become, the more expansive and the more spacious you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Again, just watching for those around you and any props. Perhaps you reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your own chest. But when the time comes, bend both knees, bring your feet onto the earth, and reach one or both of your arms overhead as you roll over to any side of your choice. A breath or two here against the ground. And as you press into the floor, come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. As you find your seat, let your eyes close or soften to once again listen for your breath. Take a breath in and down so it fills you up. And exhale to offer the breath up and out in every direction. Our time together will finish with one more of those same breaths. You can draw your hands to center anywhere that feels for you. As you take a deep breath in, to let it all go. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple but sincere gesture of self-reverence, a moment to bow to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside next to you. And Marcy and I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you. Drink water, stay dry, take great care of yourselves and each other. If there are any things you use from the studio, there's some wipes there just to give them a little pass with. It's always helpful to keep things a little tidy. And then 2 quick announcements. One, he's not here today because he's walking my dog, but my dad stays with me. And he is offering a free drum circle on Saturday, July 12th. I should look at this before I give you false information. It's from 4 to 6. It's very cutely called Circle of Rhythm, Drum, Connect, and Share. It's all ages, all experience. It's BYO percussion instruments, so like tambourine, triangle, hands to clap. And it's less about your musical ability, but more about just fun of being in the crowd. He stands in the middle and he arranges you in a circle, and it's really about hearing other people in rhythm. He's been doing this forever with kids, with adults, and it's so, so sweet. And I know I'm biased because he's my dad, but it's really good. So if you're free, that's not this Saturday, but the Saturday afterwards. And then it's both far and close, but starting in September until December, Adriana and I are offering immersion. So if there's things in class that you've heard of, that you've been curious about, the history of yoga, the cultural context of yoga, mythology, storytelling, alignment, anatomy, kind of one-on-one attention with Adriana and I. It's a 50-hour immersion that does go into teacher training, but you don't have to take teacher training. You can just steep into the practice. But we'd love to chat with you about that if you have any questions. And then tomorrow, Stones, who just graduated nope, that's not tomorrow. That is on July 13th. July 13th, Stones is offering a fundraiser for the festival that him and his partner put on called Root to Rise. They have a whole beautiful social media. It's all different vendors and events. And you should come if you're free. I won't be in town, but you should definitely come through. Anyone else have announcements? Any things that you are doing, that you are seeing, that other people should know about? It never has to be related to yoga, ever, once. I say this anecdote because I think it was my proudest thing last winter. I teach in West Philly, and we got 15 cats adopted. Jared fostered 15 cats, and they was just like, come to yoga, get a cat, and then go home. So the announcements are all rounded. Yeah.